Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Well, I'm here in Old San Juan, actually having some breakfast, and of course, my game day coffee. You know, I always take the Star everywhere I go, everywhere. And I'm up having a little breakfast because we've got a meeting here at 8 o'clock. If you're back in the continental United States, well, you got an extra hour of sleep today. We didn't. The clocks did not change. And please tell me, why in the world do we still have daylight savings time? Seriously? That's one of those things that, can you honestly say it makes a difference for you guys that we have daylight savings time? It just kind of messes up the clocks to me. Although, while we're here at San Juan, it kind of helps me out because it ends up meaning that the early games kick off at 2 o'clock as opposed to 1 o'clock. So that gives us an extra hour to try and get some stuff done. So we're here going to start renovating houses tomorrow. Today we got a meeting at 8 o'clock. We're going to go out and do site visits at each of the houses and do material runs here at the Puerto Rico Home Depot. And it's funny, some things are the same, some things are a little bit different and stuff, but I'll be definitely showing you guys that. And if you like the Joe Boo Sports Report and you like seeing us do stuff, and if you want to see some of the sights and sounds of San Juan, Puerto Rico, and this place is amazing. This fort was built. They started building this in 1540. 1540, 480 years ago. And it's still standing. And it is really, really amazing. They spent 49 years building it. And we're going to be showing you some of the sights and sounds as we have time to get around and things, to take a look at it. I went for a great walk last night with the stinking New York Giant fan and Michael Anthony. And got some footage, just got to put it together. But anyway, that's not why you tuned in this morning. This morning you tuned in because it is game day, even though our Dallas Cowboys don't play until tomorrow. The good news for the Cowboys is they're getting healthier, a lot healthier than they've been. Maybe as healthy as they've been all season, with the exception of Cam Fleming is going to be out. Anthony Brown is a little nicked up and is questionable, but even if he hadn't been nicked up, Jordan Lewis would probably be playing more. The plan is to get him more and more involved in the defense. He's shorter than what they like as far as cornerbacks go, but here's the thing, Jordan Lewis is a baller. He is a guy that you can't look at the size of the dog in the fight, you look at the size of the fight in the dog, and he is a fighter and is playing well and deserves more playing time. So you're going to see him a lot more against the Giants, which may end up being good because you know Sterling Shepard is going to be healthy for them for the first time in a while. He's had a few concussions. He is back now. And the Giants, of course, it's a division game. Throw out the records. Forget that the Dallas Cowboys have been playing, for the most part, a lot better than the New York Giants. This is a division game, and both teams know each other well. Even though we've beat them the last 5 times, don't sleep on it. Throw all that stuff out. The Cowboys have to come out like they mean business, stomp on them, get on them early, put pressures on Daniel Jones. Now, Daniel Jones, sometimes known as Danny Dimes, also Danny 2 cents, because sometimes he's only looking like 2 cents, had 4 TD passes last week. Let me say it again. He had 4 TD passes last week. So don't sleep on that guy. DeMarcus Lawrence, of course, is kind of doing a little bit more talking than he had earlier part of the season, and I'm hoping that he backs it up because he had said, hey, you know, the Giants did a good job of drafting another Eli Manning, and he wasn't meaning that in a good way. Yeah, not in a good way. But let's hope that he comes in ready to take care of business. On the other side, too, we have Vander. Esch's neck is a little worse than they had thought. He is questionable as well. So for all of you guys out there that said putting Sean Lee at a reduced rate was a waste for the Dallas Cowboys, that's right. Why are we keeping that guy? He can't stay healthy. Well, turns out it's a good thing that we've had Sean Lee, because Sean Lee has actually played quite a bit this season and has been playing really, really well. Thing I told you guys, which people discount. You know, I know I'm just an idiot with the day job, but here's the thing that's interesting about Sean Lee. Every year that he has been injured, the following year he comes back and plays really, really well. I'm telling you, it is the absolute positive truth. And having a veteran like him not only helps when you need somebody out there because you are injured, he also helps developing the young guys. He's seen so much. He is like a coach on the field or a coach on the sideline. He knows more than some of the coaches do in the NFL. He is literally that good. And I think part of the development of Vander Esch as well as Jalen Smith is because you have a Sean Lee on the sideline. Having Butt Fumble and Tony Romo on the sidelines with Dak Prescott helped because Lord knows they weren't getting much from Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan. So don't discount having those veterans there helping to teach and get these guys ready. It is key and it is important, as well as having guys that can back up. Because make no mistake about it, you can have a lot of great frontline talent, but where a team really and truly wins is when one of those frontline guys goes out, because that will destroy a team. If you lose a player here and a player there, all of a sudden you're looking up at everybody else with incompetent players. And having a veteran like Sean Lee out there is not like going to Chaz Green after Tyron Smith. You saw what happened to us when we watched Lyle Collins and Tyron Smith and Amari Cooper. That offense was not the same, even though Dak Prescott gets all the blame for that game. They keep trying to tell you, well, Dak regressed. He ain't worth any money because, he didn't put the team on his shoulder against the Jets. The guy was getting pummeled and not getting flat. I'm sorry, I digress. Forgive me. I digress. Let me drink some more coffee and I'll get back on track. So we have an extra day before our team goes, and there's some games out there that are actually key to what's going on for us. I know I'm a Dallas Cowboy blogger and things, and I know some fans are like, well, why are you talking about the Eagles or the Giants or these other teams? It's like, hey, buddy, we're not on an island. Well, I'm on an island. I'm on Puerto Rico. It's an island. But the team is not on an island. You need to know your enemy. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. You need to know what their strengths and weaknesses are, and you have to start actually looking and projecting where teams are going to be come playoff time. Right now, the Dallas Cowboys are looking up at a lot of teams. I mean, a lot of teams we're looking up at. And so you have to start looking to see if somebody's going to be knocking and bringing these teams back down to our level. So one game here that is key to me, of course, is the Eagles versus the Bears, okay? The Eagles last week were in a must-win situation. They could not afford to lose to Buffalo after losing a division game to the Cowboys. Their backs were against the wall. And Buffalo may be a little bit overrated because of the schedule they placed. I mean, let's be honest. When you play in the AFC East like New England, you got a lot of easy games. And you look at their schedule, it's a cupcakes thus far. We'll find out how good they are ourselves when we play them. Buffalo is not a high-scoring team. They have a good defense, but again, they played a lot of teams that weren't really good. The Eagles, on the other hand, they could not afford to go 3-5. They had to win that game, and you have to count that as motivation. And that's where the Bears are right now at 3-5. The Bears need this win. They need it bad. They're at home, and they have a great defense. Trubisky, he stinks. Trubisky, it should be, because he's about a biscuit right now, and that's about all he's worth. But you've got a defense that can put pressure on it, and I think that they might be able to put enough pressure on Carson Wentz to make him make a few mistakes. Now, for the Eagles, they're getting back Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson has had one practice. And he's been out since week 1, so you don't know how good he's really going to be. He'll get better, I'm sure, as the season goes on, but they're definitely, going to be better with Deshaun Jackson than without, because they needed a deep threat. So I won't discount the Bears in this one. I think the Bears got a good chance on that, because I still think the Eagles did not cure themselves last week against Buffalo. Sorry, Eagle fans, and all you guys that are now pounding your chest thinking you're going straight back to the Super Bowl. You're not. You're not. Then you've got Kansas City and Minnesota. Another game that's going to be key because, again, Minnesota, they started out not looking too good, but all of a sudden Kirk Cousins has come around and become actually a really good quarterback. And so they're kind of on that hot streak and things, although I still am not sold on those guys just yet. You've got them playing against Kansas City, and Kansas City, another team that all of a sudden 5-0, lost 3 straight without Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes gone right now. They need to try and get this victory because you don't want to go on a 4-game losing streak because it still may be 2 weeks before Pat Mahomes gets back. So it'll be interesting to see if Kansas City can man up and get a W against the Vikings. Of course, we play the Vikings the following week. So these games are going to be kind of interesting to see how they go. Baltimore's taking on New England. That's going to be another game that's going to be interesting to see because, again, New England, the toughest game they face is Buffalo. Everybody else they face has been like 2 wins or less in the NFL. But nobody talks about them having a cupcake schedule, do they? So we've got a meeting at 8 o'clock, so I've got to get ready to get to that. Make sure Michael Anthony is up and ready to go too. And it's kind of the tale of 2 sides right now. There's some storm that's off the coast, and there was like 12-foot swells and waves that are breaking in really high on the beaches and things. There's a cruise ship that's parked out right over here. The sun is up and everything. Over here on this side, the sky is black as an ace of spade. It's kind of the rainy season here in San Juan, so it's basically going to be showers off and on for the next couple of days, but, you know, that's what it is in the islands. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a great day. Be sure to subscribe to my other channel, Joe Boo's Day Job Homes. We're going to be posting a lot of videos of the work and stuff that we're doing and the sights and sound of San Juan, and this place is amazing. Like I said, this fort they started building in 1540 and spent 49 years. That's almost my whole lifetime building this, and it's still standing 480 years later. I'm Mark Holmes, and I hope you have a wonderful game day. I'll see you soon.